One of the hardest thing I ever did in my life, or tried to do, is to explain to my boarding school friend of who I am. My high school friend is very different from my boarding school friend. Of course, everybody is different, but um, the day that I went to a boarding school was the greatest thing in my life. It gave me joy, and those days when you're a kid or a teenager, whatever you want. I still think 19 is still a kid, but when we were a kid or 19, yo, that was the day when we just went wild, crazy. We'd be having fun, doing things. Well, whatever you want to call fun. Never mind. I mean, we'll play Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Actually, when we get bored, we play Yu-Gi-Oh cards a lot, and we make dumb jokes and laugh and do stupid things. Um, People would be calling Asian, crazy Asian. What was it? Crazy Asians or something. It was fun, but as time change and we human don't stay the same. Uh, I remember my best friend would say, when you are in high school, that's where who you'll be the same forever. But that's not the truth in that case. Everybody change in their circumstances. The circumstances change who they are. And as they change, their mind and thinking changes. And also as we grow up, our bodies start to change. You know, um, timeline, the things that people, I see my high school friends, they're married, um, and people are getting married at this age, my age, and people are settling down. They're gonna have kids, and then later they're gonna build families and they're gonna work, you know. And I guess that was the past too for me. The past was I guess what my family wanted for me, especially my mom and what to help the family out. But it's dramatically different from now, and that it's not that I, what what information that I consume it affect me, right? I was thinking that what you hear, what you see, affect you, and who you come in contact with will change direction of your life forever. And I didn't have contact with my friends for a while back in the day. Maybe around, I don't know. I was into personal development. I was reading. I was learning videos, audio, um, and I didn't let the world know what I do. I mean, I talked to some of my friends here and there and tried to explain it to them, but I can't explain it to them from a because the words energy or law of attraction is very abstract, or it doesn't they don't quite understand it because they don't have any reference. When you try to explain someone to something, if they don't have any reference of that knowledge or word, you can't describe it. And I couldn't even then. I mean, my friend that who are witchcraft, they would understand because they know that life is energy, right? Life has this energy within the body that you can transmute its energy to transform the physical reality, but I couldn't explain it to them, right? And it would be sound so weird. And to my boarding school friends, I couldn't explain what happening. They don't know what I have learned. They don't know what books that I read or what people I look up to. Um, and some of the people who I read or look up to or read the biography of, they might not like them they're because the people are consumed. They're the information that they have are very incorrect um, because they let the media control them. And that's not to talk down on them. It's just that they have they have control. If they understand that they have control of their mind, they wouldn't let the news or anybody talk about um, without doing any further research because um, uh, most people or they let their personal bias get in the way, and I couldn't explain it to it was hard for me to say I have read Donald Trump books, or I have um, read Andrew Carnegie biography, or what's it called? I read Boehner's biographies, many biographies, and that the biography has effect on me, or the ideas of spiritual, personal development, people, Tony Robbins. Knowledge has rubbed off on me, and it's affecting me the way that I think, and also the law of attraction, the secret. And it's hard. It's like if I try to explain it like dumbed down to their level, and I was like, hey, I'm not the same as who you think I am. Like the person who I am now is very different. You know, um, I don't want to settle in life. I don't want the life that the average person want to live. Um, Not to say if that's their dream in any way, but I don't. I couldn't explain it to them because my friend, if they asked me, to support them in something, but I couldn't because I don't agree with that. Because how can I agree with something in my point of view has changed? I look, uh, even though sometimes I have hard time and hard days, we all do, but I look in a way that's very optimistic. Um, that I believe that we can change our future. Um, and it's been like that for a while. It's like the way that I consume the information has taught me that we are in charge of our own destiny, and we have the ability to change that. And I couldn't explain it to my friends, and if I tried to explain it to them, oh no, we can't change our destiny. We can't change the world. We can't influence. We can't affect things. But yet they have the information at their fingertip. How can you not say that the world is changing? And yet, how can you say that? Uh, what uh, the thing is, it's so hard to explain. Like, what do you think about the school system, or how the rich, or what they're doing, or whatever? Most of us are alive. We don't know any successful people, right? Like, think about this: high school, from elementary school to middle school to high school to whatever people are going. They don't know any successful people unless they go into these um, huge university. The big names, and they have connections. But most of my friends don't have connections, and I didn't either. My friends are very vastly different from today. From high school, boarding school, to entrepreneurs, to best-selling author, to authors, and that this is it's the path that I'm going is who I want inspired to be, because I believe that we're all gifted with something, and that is us to express it, to allow the human vessel to express the creativity. Oftentimes, people kill the creativity within us, and I got blocked from because I want I was so inspired to change the way that the law of attraction community thinking. Yo, it was funny. It was on Facebook. It was on my old Facebook. I was like, yes, I'm on a mission to change the law of attraction thinking, and I wasn't disrespecting them. It's just that some law of attraction people don't like the message because I'm going against what people believe in the law of attraction or the Neville Goddard. Um, but oftentimes, law of attraction and the um, the Neville Goddard, there was one lady, she was talking about imagination, and like the world has taken Like I value creativity. I value um, what was it? I value creativity. I value not what I can't remember. Oh, imagination. I value that. I live my whole life in that way. My mind is always like that. And so when you bring, because people have different version of imagination or creativity in their own way, you know, when they express themselves, it's also a creativity in itself, right? But society, school, teachers beat that out of you when you're a kid. So you stop using your imagination to believe what's possible, to believe that maybe there's something more to life than just settling down, doing things what it's expected of you, um, and what is expected of your who were your friends, you know, and your friends has a huge effect on your thinking, your behavior, uh, and it could keep you stuck if they're not inspired to be more. Uh, they can be more. Oftentimes, when they want to go after their dreams has to be consistently a personal development, right? But we school um, haven't taught people that the dreams, the career, it's an ongoing basis. But if they fall back, um, it's and there's no way, and there are people looking for that, right? And it's very hard to, because I get frustrated sometimes, very frustrated that I wanted to help my friends so much, but they're not listening because they think that, oh, if I just do this, that I'll become successful. But the thing is, what keep you there, what keep you from moving ahead, or your dreams, your who you want to be, or your aspiration, it's your thought. It's what you know, and it's what your experience is, right? And it's what you see in your daily life. And if your environment is not helping you, it's gonna mess up with your mind and your thinking, and it's gonna keep you there, right? And the word that we use is dangerous when we self-talk. The aspect saying, "Oh, I can't do this because I need this." But why can't you do this? You don't need this. Just start. But the thing is, when people start, they stop because they don't have an ongoing process of positive messages that's going in their head or ear or eyes, because they don't have a ritual or any type of positive content that's going through their eyes or ears, right? Because they're not programmed to think this way, and they have to rewire their brains to think a different way, right? It's an ongoing process of personal development. But it's like this, right? People have titles for Star Seeds, Indigo Child, all these labels. I don't believe in them. I don't care for them. People say, why don't you care for them? It's just titles. It's just labels. It doesn't matter. If you're a rebel, you will always be a rebel, right? Or you don't like the system, you will always do not like the system, right? School, I hate the school. That's very powerful, right? I hate it. But the thing is, I just, people who hate the system, but when they grow old, because society brainwashes and say, oh, you should go to school because it will become successful, make you successful. How so? Does it guarantee you success? I don't, and society brainwash you saying that's success in some type of um, box that they label in, and that's how like means of life are affected by this uh, um, facts or theory or whatever they have put in their brains. And so most of my friends are living with these ideas, and I can't explain it. I was like, oh, you know, um, you know, now I can feel energy, and they're like, what the hell do you mean? You weird, dude. Like what the hell is? And then you'd be like, like the freaking uh, a table is vibrating. What's that? Why are you just explaining that to me? That's weird. Or, dude, I've been reading these books. Why are you reading this book? Or why are you learning this? Why are you learning that? What? What? I don't get it. Or, it's not. It's impossible. And all these vocabularies that people use, and it's when you're when a school system is instill you and put you to thinking this type of thinking, indoctrinate you to think that that is all to life and that's it. And I feel sad for most of my friends because they're playing a very small game. They're playing in the hands of society and the people that control the society, right? That they're playing in with the people always bash on the rich, but they're making the rich wealthier by doing those things. But they shouldn't compare the rich and saying this and that. What they should do is worry about their own life instead of the other people. Yeah, you know, I know I'm going on a tangent with this, but think about this. To change, if they wanted something so bad, a dream, people say you should go for your dream. But if they don't change their mindset, if they don't change their friends, because most of the friends who they know will keep them stuck, right? And it's very hard to move past uh, that because what they know, and what because most of the time, most of your friends or most of my friends anyway, they'll just talk just the average things, the entertainment, the stuff, the um, just the mundane stuff that uh, it's what they care about. But for me, I don't. It's not to me be mean to them. It's who I aspire to be. I talk about vision. I talk about dreams, right? I talk about something that building something beautiful for me, for my family, or something beautiful for the world to see. But it's so hard to tell them that, you know, you can do it. But nobody's telling them that in their ear because they're so afraid that, oh, their dream won't happen because that's unrealistic. But how do they know that it's not possible? They don't know what type of books that I read. I read a cult book. I read psychology. I'm not an expert. I read about it. I read many things that my friends don't know I read, and it would be weird to them, right? And it would be seem crazy to them because they don't have an environment that affect their thinking, that move them to whatever they. Now, some of my friends do know this, but some don't, and it hurt me because that's. I wish I could just express it, like there's something cool to you as a person that you know that you're connected to this amazing um, field, right? God is not outside of you; it's already in you, right? That the things that you want in life, the the good things in life that you want, you can have it. People say it sounds so good to be true. Well, it is good. It's good. It's great. It's not. And they say if it sounds too good to be true, it's not real or something. It is real. It's very real and tangible. It's just that they don't have the tools or the people that they surround them every day, right? They don't have the support, whether in person or online. They don't have that mindset of the it's possibly thinking because Les Brown, his thinking rub off on me because it takes years to think like this. Like, it takes years to switch your mind into a different mode of thinking. It's not always easy. And I hope that, and sometimes when I do interviews, sometimes I do, when I know a certain subject and I was like, okay, that's fine. But I didn't want it to be disrespectful to anybody. I never want to do that. I just want to, listen to what they have to say. But the greatest thing is, can they believe that their dreams is a possibility? You know, that's what I want. I don't want people. That's all I want for them, for my friends. But if they want to settle, that's up to them. But that's society has rigged the average person. They're still in light force. When they're working or trading, like, trading their life, they're still in their life force. The life force is creativity, imaginations, creation, and motions. When the corporations steal life force from people, there is no creation that's being made. It's being sucked out of them. There's none. And so they don't enjoy it. Nothing is ever being enjoyed. That's pretty much it. That's my thought. I couldn't express it to them. That who I am now is very different from who I was back then with all my old friends in boarding school. I was with them. Now I'm inspired to be someone else. I think that's a message that I want people to hear, that it's very hard. I still care for them. Where successful people say you should let go of the people who's not serving you anymore. Man, that's one thing that I feel sad for. That people who I want to bring up and say your dream is possible, but they still stay stuck because they have a belief system or an idea in their head. That's pretty much it. I'll see you.